Greetings, friends. Dennis LaRue here with your hashtag steeltoesrequired quote of the week, episode 51. That's right. Next week is 1 year. 1 year. Next week, we've been doing Steel Toes every Sunday. Jim, glad you're watching. Jamie, glad you're watching. You're downstairs. And this week's episode, I want you to think about something for me and post in the comments. Those of you that have been watching this on a regular basis, how has this Steel Toes Required added value to you this year? Whether it's your favorite quote, maybe an action step, maybe it's one of the blogs. If you're not aware that I have a blog with Steel Toes, go to dennislarue.org. There's a blog tab on the far right. And I've got about 6 or 7 blogs there, including tonight's is out there as well. So we'll post that in the comments. So go out there and read those. How have those added value to you? And post that in the comments because it ties directly in to this week's quote. This week's quote comes from author Jon Gordon. Jim, you might recognize that name. He wrote the book Energy Bus, a New York Times bestseller. But the book that my quote comes from tonight comes from his book Training Camp. And it's about a football player who gets injured and who wants to be the best. And the book is a fable written about the principles of being the best. And so tonight's quote is from John, and he said this: the best make everyone around them better. The best make everyone around them better. And that's so important. 51 weeks of Steel Toes. How has this made you better? How have I made you better? I want to know that. Because if I'm not adding value to you, if this is not adding value to you, then man, I got to step my game up. Because it's not about me, it's about you. Daniel, Donna, glad you're here. Because you see, this isn't about me. This is all about you and about your growth. The whole purpose of Steel Toes is this: for these quotes to poke you, to prod you, to get you uncomfortable, so that you can be in a position of growth to reach your next level in whatever capacity that is. That's it. And these are quotes that have impacted me to help me grow, and I just want to share them with you. One of the attributes of the best is they share what they learn with others. They don't keep it to themselves. They're not KIAs. They're not know-it-alls. They share it all. That's what we do. Ryan, glad you're watching too, my friend. So the best make everyone around them better. And I think about sports. You know, I grew up in the 80s, and there are 3 basketball players in the 80s who are well known for making everybody on their team better. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. That's a great trifecta of players right there. They were known for getting the best out of their teammates and making their teammates better. Now there's 2 other teammates. Jake, what's up, man? I'm glad you're watching. That's what I'm talking about. There are a couple of teammates who are Hall of Famers who are not known for being, at least in my opinion, not known for being exemplary teammates. For instance, one of them made a commercial. And in that commercial, he said, and I quote, "I am not a role model." Another individual made fun of practice and downplayed the importance of practice. That doesn't make your teammates better. That doesn't make your organization better. That makes you look very egocentric. It makes you focused on yourself. The best don't do that. The best make everybody around them better. So let me ask you, how do you do that? How do you make people around you better? Number 1, you got to set the example. First and foremost. What does that look like? Maybe it's showing up to work early and leaving late. Now, it's not just showtime. It's not, hey, I punched in the clock an hour early. I'm going to, check out my email and those type of things. Michon, glad you're here. It's not staying late just to fill the square and say, I stayed late. All right, setting the example. No, you're there setting the example because you're focused on the team's mission. You're focused on mission accomplishment. And when you do that, when you show your commitment to the team, guess what happens? You make people around you better because now you're contagious. They want to know what it is that you're doing. When you're the best, everybody wants to copy the best. Who's the best college football team right now? Alabama. Everybody's copying Alabama. Pro sports, pro football, the Patriots. Everybody's trying to copy the Patriots. Or the Eagles. Look, everybody's copying that play that the quarterback completed in the Super Bowl. Everybody copies the best because the best make everybody around them better. So, who's copying you? Because here's what I know. You're being watched. You are being watched. Whether you know it or not, you're being watched, you're being copied, and you're being studied. That's what the best do. So, be prepared, know it, show it, and always exemplify the right attitudes, the right actions, because you know what? When you look around the room, you're going to start seeing change. Change begins not with the team. It doesn't start with the team. It starts with you first. Transformation of any organization, of any team, begins with you first. You go first. Charles, Frankie, glad you're watching. Hey, Melanie. Transformation begins with you first. And if you want to take your team to the next level, it starts with you. So, since it starts with you, what are you going to do right here, right now, to take your game, to take your business, to take your life to the next level? Because when you raise your level, John Maxwell teaches this law of the lid. When you raise your level and go up, the team comes with you. So what are you going to do to raise your lid and bring your team with you? Because that's what the best do. The best are looking for ways every single day to take themselves and their teams to the next level. But that's not all. The best know the people on their team. They know the people on their team. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses. They know their sweet spots. What's going on, Casey? They know their sweet spots. Like in basketball, Magic Johnson will pass you the ball where you want to catch it and shoot it in your sweet spot. Makes sense. If you're more comfortable catching it on a bounce and shooting it, then that's where you're going to get the ball. Makes sense, right? Know your teammates. You don't put teammates who are weak in an area, in a crucial moment with your team. Doesn't make sense. You put them in their sweet spot. You put them in their strengths. Get to know their strengths. Know where they want to grow. Know where they want to go. And help them get there. You got to know your team. You got to grow your team. And you got to set the pace for the race. You see, when it's all about taking your team to the next level, about being the best, it's not about you. It's not about your stats. It's not about your numbers. It's not about your awards. It's about what the team accomplishes that is bigger than everybody else. When you set that big overarching goal and you live that out each day on how to get there, and you sacrifice for that, you sacrifice yourself for the team will come along. That's what the best do. And the best do it all the time. So there you go. Are you willing to be the best? Do you want to make everybody around you better? That's my question to you. Do you want to be contagious? Do you want to be an incurable virus for your team to take your team to the next level by being the best? Do you want them to be the best? Because that's what it takes. If you want to be the best, you got to make those around you better. It's not about you. It's about the team and what the team accomplishes. There's your steel toes for this week. Think about that. 51 of these in the books. Again, the blog. There's a blog for tonight's steel toes. It's in the comments. I saw Jamie post it. DennisLaRue.org. Blog tab is over to the far right. Click down, and it's the very last one, and it's called, I forgot the name of it already. Better Me. That's what it's called. It's called Better Me. So read that, enjoy that, and with that, take a moment in the comments below to tell me how this message and the rest of the steel toes have added value to you this year, because I need to know where I need to step my game up to add value to you. To be the best, I want to help you be the best. So tell me where I can help you be the best. And with that, I'll close with my favorite part, the blessing. I pray the blessing of bread that you know no hunger. I pray the blessing of salt that your life would be flavorful and would add flavor to others. I pray the blessing of wine, that joy and prosperity would be yours, and that the love of God would be your portion this day and forevermore. Folks, thank you so much for joining me tonight on the hashtag steeltoesrequired quote of the week 51. Next week is 52. 1 year in the books. I got a great quote for you already planned for it. So can't wait to see you. Go check out the blog. And there it is. Jamie's put it up there for you in the comments. Go read it. Go share it. Share this message with your friends. And I appreciate y'all very much. And with that, take care. Have a great week. Bye for now.